Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I'm SocietySucks and today I'm checking out Your Family Tree Explained by CGP Grey. What I really want to find out in this video is what is a first, second, and third cousin, or a once removed, twice removed, and so on. Because I have absolutely no idea what the hell that means. So that's the main thing I'm hoping to find out from this, and I'm assuming it's gonna be here because it's about the family tree, but we'll see.
This is you, this is your family tree, and this is your family tree explained. You have parents, and your parents have parents.
Of course, everybody has parents.
Who also have parents, your great-grandparents. Keep adding parents, keep adding greats. For every G in the name, there is one generation in between you and that person. Grandparents, one G, one generational in-betweener. Great-great-great-grandparents, 4 Gs, 4 in-betweeners.
Oh, 4, never
Continuing
mind.
with the basics, you have siblings and so do your parents. These are your aunts and uncles. Up the tree, you may call these people your great-aunts and uncles, but your grandparents' siblings are really your grand-aunts and uncles. Greats are reserved for the levels above grand. Your great-grandparents' siblings are your great-grand-aunts and uncles. Now, down the tree, your siblings' children are your nieces and nephews, collectively nibblings, and you are
I'm pretty sure the majority of people don't go anywhere beyond grandfather and grandmother. Maybe grand-aunt? But even that, I doubt.
Are their aunt or uncle. Their children are your grandnieces and nephews, and you are their grand-aunt or uncle. We've gone up and we've gone down, and now it's time to go sideways. When you get married, you get everyone's favorite, in-laws. You're on the same level of the family tree as your spouse's siblings. You're a kind of pseudo-sibling. All the new family's relationships to you are the same as to your spouse, but they get the in-law prefix. It's pretty straightforward except for one case. Your spouse's siblings are your siblings-in-law, but are your siblings-in-law spouses also your siblings-in-law? It's a little
they should
unclear. All right, enough with the in-laws. It's on to the reason you're...
Logically, it should be. If your sister-in-law has a husband, then he's technically your brother-in-law. It makes sense, so I'm assuming that's how that is, how that works.
You're probably watching this video. Cousins. Your aunt and uncle's children are your cousins, but there are many kinds of cousins, and to better understand them, we need to simplify this family tree and think downward. Here's you, your children, and your grandchildren. Your grandchildren are first cousins to each other, and their children, your great-grandchildren, are second cousins to each other.
Okay, so that's how that
works. The cousin
works.
number is the same as the G rule. It tells you how many in-betweeners until the connection
Okay, so that's
on
actually
the
pretty
family
simple.
tree. Fourth cousins, 4 in-betweeners, and a shared great-great-great-grandparent. According to the rule, your first cousins and you connect at your grandparent. And second cousins share a great-grandparent connection. Just match the cousin number with the number of G's and you're all set. Simple. Side note here, continuing this rule in reverse means that siblings can technically call each other zeroth cousins, which they totally should.
Yeah.
And you are your own
They
negative
could, I
first
guess.
cousin? Weird. All done here now, nothing more to talk about. Oh right, the once removed thing. You may have noticed these cousins are all on the same level. Removed just
So it is
describes
all in
how
here.
many generations apart people are. For example, what's the family connection between these two? Start by taking the smaller cousin number, first cousins, and count the levels apart. Once removed. These are
all
first
right.
cousins twice removed, thrice removed. And these are second cousins once removed. Doing all this on our simplified drawing of your
Well, that's pretty much everything I wanted to know from this.
As most family trees look more like this. The rules are still the same, first cousins, second cousins, and the removed, but it is a bit harder to tell quickly who exactly is your second cousin twice removed or your great-grand-aunt-in-law. To help, there is a chart you can download which will both make it much easier to figure out what grand-nibbling or cousin removed you are to anyone at the next family reunion, and obviously show how cool you are. Now, we're really done. Unless you start thinking about the math of all of these family members. Just how many great-great-great-great-grandparents do you have?
Oh God.
64? And those great-ex-grand...
You know, one thing that I was wondering about is, let's take this guy. This is you, your father, grandfather, great-grandfather. Okay, so you know what, let's just take this guy. Let's say he has a brother. His brother has children, then those children have children, and then those children have children. So that's a very distant relative. Let's say that for some reason the family grew apart and you don't know that that's your relative, and let's say you marry them. It's weird, isn't it? You could theoretically be married to a person who is a distant relative. Like, that's possible, and that definitely happens. It's not too outlandish for the example that I gave. I mean, in most of the world, you can legally marry your cousin. And I'm pretty sure it's like your first cousin. So that's very closely related. I mean, that's your aunt's or uncle's child, and you can legally marry them. Why that's still a thing? I don't know. I feel like it should be illegal at this point. Although I'm assuming that this is heavily frowned upon because like it's marriage between cousins, so it probably doesn't happen anyway, but it's legal. So there's definitely some cases where it happens, which is really weird. Like, let's say a child comes out of a marriage like that. Isn't that going to be, you know, like incest? Isn't that going to cause some sort of mental or physical deformations? That's what I would assume, at least. I know this doesn't happen often, probably almost never, but it definitely does happen from time to time because it is illegal. So even if it's frowned upon, some people have definitely done it. I could probably find some examples if I looked it up on Google, but I'll be honest, I don't care enough, and I don't want to know how often it happens. I'll just pretend it almost never happens. I'm pretty sure the Habsburgs married their cousins, and we all know that that family had problems. So I feel like it should be illegal. Anyway, let's get on with the video.
Grandparents had kids, giving you a whole lot of cousins. This chart happens to stop at 10th cousins, of which you may have more than 2,000, which seems like way too many.
I mean, if you marry like your 10th cousin, that's such a distant relation. You're practically strangers. You're not even family. So that's perfectly fine.
But these numbers both have big, possibly unsettling asterisks attached to them, which we will talk about more in Part 2, Family Genetics Explained.
I've never seen a video like that on his channel. Okay, so I just checked the comments, and yeah, apparently he never did a part 2, which is disappointing, but it is what it is, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, I think I've said everything I wanted to during the video, so I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. If you want to see more reactions, check out this video right here, and with that, I'll see you in the next video.